everyone. Selection table. It's the 8th of the 7th, 2025. Over 2/3 of the year gone. We are at round 18 now, are we? Round 18?
Sounds right to me.
Does it? Is it? I don't know where we are anymore. But we have a team to pick coming off the back of a poor loss. We have some apologies. I am Pom, as always. I am always here. We have no Mr. John O'Baruch. He is in an interview. And our esteemed sponsor and favourite new friend, Nick, has gone on a holiday, gone on a bit of R&R. We have got LekDog. LekDog is just working through some technical difficulties, namely when he replies to a text Tuesday, 9 p.m., he doesn't realise that's this Tuesday, 9 p.m., so he will be here. But joining me, my main man, while we wait for LekDog, Big Ian. Big week for you, Ian. Look, yeah, you've got funky lights. You've got what appears to be a Liverpool shirt on.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Millhouse.
Yeah, mate, it's been, look, apart from Carlton, everything's going pretty well. So you take that out of it, and yeah, everything's very positive. But yeah, on the Carlton front, not so much. And that's why we come on here every single week, because look, if the boys don't put in the effort, someone else has to, and someone else has to fix it. So we try to put a few of the brain cells, at least from my part that I still have, together to try and fix this absolute mess that is going on at the moment.
Oh, mate. And it is a little bit of a mess. I mean, Ian, we're all Blues fans here, so we hate to see Carlton go down to Collingwood. But what was your vibe when you watched that game? Like, were you like me? I was absolutely filthy when I watched that game. Like, I just couldn't believe what I'd seen. How did you feel?
Yeah, it's been weird. It's been a weird journey. I think, honestly, after the North game in particular, I don't know if this is just my brain trying to protect me, but I just haven't really felt any emotion at all watching the football. I just feel like I've become accustomed to what I'm seeing personally, and I feel like I'm normally the positive one, but I don't see this iteration of Carlton, top to bottom, whole club, really being able to fix it at the moment or turn anything around by the end of the season. So it's just me kind of going through the motions each week, which is really sad. And they've said so many times, we're going to respond. And there was a small part of me, particularly with some of the words from a guy like Wiedering, where it wasn't like, oh, you know, we're going to try and respond. It was, you will see a response, which I thought was maybe finally some sort of change, but evidently not much has changed, Pommy. And so, yeah, weirdly, I'm not getting angry. I'm not getting frustrated. It's just, I can't believe I'm just still watching this again and nothing's changing week in, week out.
It's so hard, isn't it? You know what? Like, I hate to be that guy, but when Cripps said that, I genuinely got excited. I genuinely got excited because I thought, you know, when he used the words, I'm going to find out who wants to come with me. That excited me because I was like, there is one man at the club. I don't care if you don't like Voss, you don't like anyone. If Cripps looked me in the eyes after the 12 years he's had for this club, where I think a lot of people actually would probably be at this stage in his career, probably have got contracts because of him. Like, I think there's a few players on our list that probably would have been delisted if he wasn't doing what he was doing. It actually made me think these guys are going to turn up. There's going to be a bit of fire. There's going to be a little bit of heart. But yeah, it felt like they checked out as well on Cripps. That's how I've taken it anyway. I felt if my captain had said that and it was a man like Cripps, I would have put all my differences aside and I would have gone out there and I would have died. I would have died before I would have given up.
Yeah, it was something I actually liked to hear from a few of them. It was like Cripps, Wiedering, and Nick Haynes, three of the kind of leaders of the football club, were saying, you know, look, guys aren't performing their roles. We're going to find out who can go and who can't. And we're going to, there's enough, 18-year-olds out there in this list that it doesn't matter. Someone else will put their hand up and play the role. And you hear those kind of things that, for as bad as it's been over this whole journey, that kind of rhetoric hasn't really come out of these players, which finally made me think, okay, someone's taken this seriously. And maybe they are trying to set some standards for once. We're hearing them actually portray that in the media, but then you see these performances and it's just hard to really believe anything or buy into anything right now. It's a very miserable time.
And joining us as if we are a game plan from Carlton's back half, Pom gets the link, puts it in LekDog's chat, and it somehow doesn't get there. LekDog, welcome, my friend.
Mate, Mark Zuckerberg and Big Meta are trying to keep me from coming on this show to drop Tom DeConning. All the links were getting blocked that you were sending me. I had to text it to myself and then like email it. It was a nightmare, but we're here.
I have just sent because I haven't got my phone on me. I have sent it to every medium you have. I was going to get to the stage of just posting it on my Twitter and be like, if you want to be LekDog, just come on in.
Well, I'm here now and I'm excited. I'm excited. Have we talked about Michael Voss's birthday yet?
Oh, it is, isn't it, actually? You know what? Before we start, it has come to my attention as well. The AFL Integrity Unit are investigating. If you believe the Herald Sun, it's an inappropriate message. If you believe Zero Hanger and SEN, it's a death threat. But evidently someone has messaged Voss and the club have condemned it and security has been heightened. So if you are the type of person that's DM'd Michael Voss, you are a complete fucking spanner. Like, what planet am I living on? Yeah, like, what do you know when people do this, my brain always thinks, what do they think is going to happen? Like, if you text Michael Voss and you go, you better get out of my club, you can't coach. Do you think he's going to look and go, oh, Vagina Crusher 69999 has emailed me. I better resign. Like, what am I thinking of?
Well, that's the press conference. He's going to step out there and say, look, I thought I was the man for the job, but I got this DM and it's changed my entire perspective. I actually can coach now. I've figured it out. We're going to turn this ship around. Thank you.
I'd just like to give a big shout out to Pussy Slayer 69 for his advice on Wednesday afternoon on my Instagram. That's it. But as we do always, chat, we start off with our philosophies. You have enjoyed this segment of the show, and so do I. So we'll start with Ian. Ian, non-negotiables for this week.
Oh, I feel like I'm doing the same thing every week here. I feel like I'm Michael Voss. I'm doing the same thing and not getting results, Pommy. I'll be dead honest. But look, we lack so many things right now. And so I'm just going to really, when I was building this team and trying to fix it, I just wanted some youth. I'll be honest. I've seen enough of everyone else that can't get it done. I want to see it from the guys that haven't had a chance yet. That is kind of where I'm at, Pommy.
Mate, I feel and I'm probably at the same place as you, actually. I feel like it's tough. So I'm
ready to kind of just see the entire list, see who has it, see who doesn't, because as we just spoke about, the leaders were saying the boys get selected each week aren't doing it. There's someone in the twos that is doing it. So I want to see the someone in the twos that is doing it and see if it's any better. They've called it out, so why not actually put it in the team sheet and see if it can happen?
So what you want? Who wants to be here?
Absolutely.
There we are. Okay, LekDog, what are you going with?
Well, I've been reading Jack Martin's article. He did an interview with Zero Hanger. He talked about positive work-life balance, good culture, autonomy to do your own thing, general positivity about being at a good football club. So I'm going to take a leaf out of Jack Martin's book, and I just want some positivity in my team this week. And that means giving guys a chance who maybe haven't seen it at the level. That's about giving guys who look like they're actually half enjoying football. And I don't mean laughing when you're getting 10 goals kicked on you. I mean, like, just, approaching it with a positive manner. So positive football for me.
Positive. I agree. I think that's what we need. A bit of positivity. You know what? It helps as well. There you are. Right. Positive. You know what I'm going to go with? I'm going to go with identity. I want us to go out there this week, bit of identity. So chat, give me what you're doing. What you're doing. See ball, get ball, shank ball.
I did enjoy Tom. I was reading the comments on your Harry DiMatteo Ben Camporelli video. Good video, by the way. But I enjoyed the comment from Jono6294 who said Camporelli has no quality in his game that's AFL standards and will only be on the list because of his surname. So I'm just off the back of that, Jono's comment. I will, spoiler alert, I'll find a place for him in my team.
Spoiler alert. I do like some of these here. Show some pride, adventurous. Take someone out. Hey, just kill someone. Might as well.
Start smashing.
Adrian,
Wait, turns out the death threat came from within the club. It's one of the players.
Hey, Adrian, that might have been what happened. Someone might have said, look, I want you to show a bit of physicality. Just fucking send a message. And someone's taken it quite literally. You know what? I'm going to amalgamate all of you, and I'm going to do a bit of adventure, a bit of dare adventure, bit of dare. A bit of dare. Right, okay. You'll see you got something new this week. Got something new.
Welcome, Sean Shepherd, who said it's their first time here watching the show. Welcome.
Hey, big Sean welcome. As well. He's a good man, is Sean. So be nice to him, chat. We like that. Let's have a look, right? We'll see who goes
first. I like that. That's unreal.
Hey, tell you what, that is... You can see the budget here at Pommyinoz HQ is getting better every year. Hey,
I feel like I've just won $1 million. That was amazing. You have to be on The Price Is Right. Come on down.
Hey, do you know what I mean? That was amazing. But here we are, Ian. You've made some changes. Take us through it.
Yeah, very unlike me to wield the axe, so it's good to see. LekDog will not send me any death threats this week, which is what I'm trying to avoid.
This is a death threat-free zone.
But yeah, look, a lot of what I'm kind of trying to do here is bringing guys I like for the most part. And there's a lot of guys over the last couple of weeks that have kind of been moved out of the team, and I don't really understand it. So I'm bringing them back. I mean, firstly, Cincotta comes back in. Felt like a weird thing to get rid of him in the first place. I like him in that defense. I think he's really solid back there. Brings a bit of run and can lock down on a small. I thought last week it was the perfect opportunity for him to play on someone like an Elliott. We've seen him do jobs on smalls previously. And when we've got so many kind of, I guess, not lockdown defenders that in there, what they're probably meant to do is try to attack, but in our system don't attack. None of them have that defense first quality. So Cincotta's back in for that. I think that's important looking at Brisbane and some of the smalls and medium sizes that they have. I think we need that down back. So that's kind of what I've looked to do in defense.
I've noticed they're working on it in the background. I can tell you. I can tell from his face.
There's Lewis Young's in there, who is unfortunately not my team. So Pommy's going to get this sorted. If you need, I can absolutely read out my team to you. My backline. Cincotta.
I'm not too sure why that hasn't actually saved. I've just looked at it and I'm like, why hasn't this saved? So you know what? Keep talking about it. That's what was confusing me. Here we are. We'll go. Anyway, you keep talking about it and I'll update it live. I don't know why it hasn't saved.
Yeah. And then going into the midfield, I'm doing what I'm doing every single week, which is basically dropping De Koning and dropping Blake Acres are kind of my two non-negotiable selections at the moment. Both are not playing good football. So let's bring in someone else that can get it done. It means the defense looking how it is means that a guy like Ollie Hollands can move up to the wing in with Lucas, who's been putting together some decent amount of form. And I'm just at the stage where I want anyone but Blake Acres out there. If Lucas makes a mistake, I won't get upset because he's a kid. When Acres is making a mistake and he's meant to be a leader, it's just incredibly frustrating. I don't think it's a positive thing right now for us. So Lucas can come straight in. Midfield there, Pitternet, Chera, Williams. That is what I'm after. I'm after some sort of dynamic play in there. I think Williams was clearly our best against Collingwood, so continue that. And it also kind of just allows a guy like Moya to go back in there. And as you can see, Ben Camporelli comes in. I want just other looks at it. As much as it didn't always work against Collingwood, I like that we at least tried different players through the midfield. I feel like that's the way forward for the rest of the season, seeing who can play it, what the right matchups are. And it also allows Cripps to play forward, as you can see down there. He is at full forward, and that's kind of my role. Pommy has convinced me on that over the last few weeks, where he's struggling in that engine room right now. Curnow is struggling because he doesn't really have any help down there. So why not let Cripps play a different role and see if that unlocks anything for us? When Curnow wins the ball at the 50, we know Cripper doesn't run, so it's fine. He'll just be sitting in that forward line by himself, put the ball in his head, and he'll take it for us. And then apart from that, Jordan Boyd comes back into this side just to shore things up, please. We need those better ball users. I don't understand why he was dropped. He's been looking way too above the level at VFL. And then really the last move is just Billy Wilson as my sub. It was pretty much between him and Doherty, and I just don't think we got a great look at Billy Wilson in his debut. So I want to see a little bit pressure off him this time, coming on as the sub, a little bit of a free roll. And then that can also potentially unlock something like if we need Chincotta to move out of there, play half forward, go on the wing, go in a tagging role in the midfield. Well, you've got an extra defender that can come on for a little bit of flair and dash, hopefully, at about 3/4 time with no injuries. So that is the team. Yeah, feel free to throw any questions at me.
Mate, I love it. So chat, throw your questions in. You know what? You've brought in the main man, Flynn Young, on there. Why do you think the club used him twice as a sub, and then he obviously got decent game time versus the Collingwood VFL team? What do you think that is? Like, because he didn't look unfit to play twice in 24 hours. What do you think that was? Are they saving him, or is there something else going on, do you think?
I actually genuinely have no clue. And these are the kind of things that are giving me less faith in just what's going on at the club. I feel like the team selection and match committee has been abysmal since I can ever remember, to be honest. And I thought when he came on against Port, he looked really positive for us, to borrow LekDog's verbiage there. He looked like he was trying to get things going. Looked obviously really, really raw, but it was just an excitement in that forward line trying to make things happen. Then again, he becomes the sub, plays a decent amount of football, and then they play him in the twos. It's just a bizarre call for me that he didn't start. I don't know what they were kind of looking for in that forward line that hasn't worked, and then not allowing him a go. It just, it baffles me, to be honest.
Any questions, Mr. LekDog?
So, Ian, I like your half back line there. 3 players that we've just re-signed today. We had a brief sort of discourse on Twitter about Cowan's game, but just talk to the people about how you saw Cowan, and in the moments he was able to be more attacking than lockdown, he looked quite nice.
Oh, absolutely. That's I feel like us 3 in particular have been going on about Lockie Cowan and what he can do, because we've managed to see a lot of his sort of underage career, and that's what he was doing every single week. That one burst through in particular late was spectacular, and that's kind of also what I've looked for with Chincotta coming into this team, was just Carroll's looked good when he's taken the game on. We know Cowan does that as well, so allow these guys to flourish and actually run with the football, be attacking, not this slow, methodical kick, mark, do nothing with it. As well with Boyd in that back line, I want to be attacking. And Cowan, obviously, probably the detriment is he is so flexible. He's a bit taller, so he can be that intercept. He is physical enough to be locked down, but his strength is intercept and go and use that booming move foot of his. So, that's kind of what I've tried to tinker with, particularly that Chincotta in there. If Sard's healthy, he's not in this team at all. I would have dropped him if he was healthy. And I know that's kind of contradictory when I'm wanting attacking players, but Sard hasn't been that really for us. So I want to see some of these young blood that can hopefully manage to do that for us.
Mate, I love it. Grant, is he going to be floating through your midfield?
He's definitely going to have stints in there. I kind of see him as a sort of center bounce, and also in that sort of high half forward role that he's played obviously a bit in the VFL. I like the idea of just heavy rotations here because Zach Williams is kind of playing that role and I can't trust his body. So I need someone else to kind of play both of those roles for me. So that's what I see Ben doing at the moment. I don't know if I can trust him for 4 quarters being 100% midfield time, but definitely as a rotation for me. Along with Cooper Lord, like I still like shades of what he does in there. So I think it's all about high rotations and just keep things fresh, keep things exciting in that midfield. Doing the same stagnant Chera, Cripps, Hewitt, and it not working for 4 quarters is boring. So give me something fun.
Mate, I love it. LekDog, did you... were we all surprised, though, both of you, before we move on to the next guy? Were anyone else surprised that they nearly picked the team we were talking about last week?
It
Got
felt
close.
deceptively close. If they weren't cowards and had dropped TDK, which I believe we did, I think it would have just about nailed it. Now, the disappointing thing is that they almost named our team and it got absolutely smashed. So we still can't fix that part of the game from this YouTube stream.
Hey, it's one of them. It's one of them weird things that we had a crack. I did like the fact that they tried something. I'm not 100% sure all of them outs were injuries, though. I mean, we're actually, you're a naughty boy. Part of me thinks, and I hate to be that guy who reads and does POM conspiracy theories, but part of me doesn't fully believe they were all out. So I think there might have been a little bit of niggles. No Chincotta this week. Just made me feel like, was there a niggle that you're lying to me about? Like you're just trying to make it look a bit better than it was?
I'm just I'm not going to make any comment, Pom, because I agree with you. I'm just scrolling through the Carlton Twitter to see any news, and we deployed our new range of Carlton Respects gear today. So well done, boys. Well
Get
done,
down there, $100.
The comments have gone very well.
Did you think about dropping Kerno, and who's your sub from Tim and Matt?
Yeah, so the sub is Billy Wilson. I think versatile enough that he can come in and play a few different roles, but also it was kind of, if we needed to unlock Chincotta, was kind of my thinking. And also we didn't see a lot of Billy Wilson. I want to see more of him. And there's other guys I probably prefer in that backline to start, which means he's just the sub. Like it's what, Fogarty, Doherty, Evans, Akers, or Billy Wilson. I want Billy Wilson as the sub. That excites me a lot more. And then did I contemplate dropping Charlie? I'll be honest here. Maybe everyone will disagree with me. I feel like it's the Motlop thing all over again. I know he hasn't kicked any goals and he hasn't been amazing, but I think the Charlie hate has gone from fair criticism of, hey, he's not playing great footy, to like actually ridiculous. He's not playing as bad as everyone actually is thinking he is. Like the way we move the ball, the forward line structure, he's having to push up because there's no other forward target and the ball isn't getting down there in a good way, which means when he gets it on the 50, there's nothing to go to. It's not all Charlie's fault. And I think at the moment, I'd have a forward line then of Cripps, Gov, and Harry Lemmy. That doesn't excite me. I'd rather try and fix the pieces around Charlie and get him back to his best because we know he is, rather than just absolutely shaft him when, if we can get him back on, he's one of the most exciting things in footy and the reason that I will probably be wanting to go on Thursday night.
Mate, I think you've answered it well. Let's see you. Hey, that's me. Hey, that's me. I like the way that I get excited by these like little childish things. There is nothing wrong with me. I have proper issues. Here you are into Pom's team. I have rung the changes. You can see when Pom's angry.
He's done it.
I've gone hard on my drop-ins. You'll see that I feel like we have to make a statement this week. If my captain has called on my players and my players have said, it's time to throw it, time to kill some of them players for my captain. And you'll notice that I have gone huge. Hewitt and Cripps will be in my midfield as the Bulls because we are playing children around them. They will be doing the daddy protector role. I've gone in with Haynes, Wheater, and Carroll. I really do like that 3 in the back. Been very impressed with the Charleston dog in the halfback line. So I thought, right, this is going to give us an opportunity to trial something. So Cowan, I loved how he got high up the ground. I love the opportunity we gave him. So I want him to get high up the ground. So Charleston can come in with Carroll, do that defensive work. But I want these guys to push up so they'll be taking it in turns. Camporelli, I was incredibly impressed this week of how he was working hard to be that outlet. So he's coming in this team. Keep your width. Have a little bit of fun. And Ben Camporelli, no one's talking about this, but averaging 3.5 marks in VFL, if you watch my video, working very hard with his vertical leap, swinging back on the ball. I like this option because it means Ollie can go back there as well. If I want to float Cowan higher up the ground, he can do. Ben can go elsewhere. Forward line for me is killing me at the minute. So Flynn Young is my conduit. You know what? I know everyone hates Fantasia. I looked at it. He probably is in the top 3 of our small forwards.
He might be number 1 bomb this year.
Yeah, he's number 1.
But he is in there because I want him to work hard with these boys. Motlop does not leave the forward pocket. Will White and Fantasia, I want them to interchange because I like Will White in the VFL when he works high up the ground, him and Young. So if we can try and replicate that, really pull Brisbane down the back. Then I'm going operation. What the fuck do we do with no TDK? O'Keefe, one of these guys here, Lemmy and O'Keefe, in my opinion, for the next 6 weeks, have to play every game. And I'm going to do a bore alert. They play every game in my team for the next 6 weeks because one of them has to play full forward next year. If TDK is gone, we need another ruck forward option if Pitternet's the ruck. So this is now message to both of them. You've got 6 to 8 weeks. Whoever is the best is the man. Is the man. Hudson O'Keefe, if you can do it, there is an opportunity. Should TDK stay or someone come in, you play. Pitternet, Cripps, Williams. I love Williams on the ball. Full spoiler alert for a year's content. Williams is my rover for the rest of the... Until he leaves this club, not paying 800k for a twat to play forward pocket. And then I've got Lord, Moyer, Hollands, Fogarty. Binns as my sub. I really did enjoy Binns' game last week in the VFL. My big question mark with him, and this sounds quite hard, and it probably answers Cracker with this why I put him in there. I didn't want to give Doherty, McGovern, Akers, TDK, Evans, Chera, or Kerno the sub role. Evans, for me, bang average VFL footballer. So I know everyone said he was the best in the VFL. Yes, he was. But that's his level. I need White to be better. I need Motlop to be better than him. Otherwise, I've made an egregious error. So Binns, for me, I know where he is. And my concern is Binns is getting a lot of the ball. Ben Camporelli and Lucas, though, if you actually watch the game, they're so much better. You can just see they have just something more than Binns. Binns does the numbers. So that I've tried to pick a team here in my mind that 17 of these players will be here in 2 years' time. In 2 years' time.
Can I jump in, Pob? I just want to... I know Sean said this is their first stream asking about... There's a lot of changes here. At the point where this show is in the year, there's going to be a lot of changes. At the start of the year, we were doing sort of 1 or 2 changes each. We're at the point where we're trying to peer pressure the club into changing their entire identity. So you've picked an interesting point to jump on, Sean.
No, I agree with Sean. Yeah, but my mindset, though, for the next 8 weeks is prep. Like TBF says here, I want to see where this list is for 2026. So if I was Nick Austin or I was the list manager now, my request to Voss would be, we can't really get any better than 11th. Based on the results, even if they win, max 10th. So it's no skin off my nose if we finish 11th. Then I'll look and I want to see what my shopping list is. And at the minute, I look at my list and I've got a fuck ton of halfbacks. So I want to see how good Charleston is. If Charleston is brilliant, does that mean that next year I can play Carroll Charleston at halfback and maybe float Cowan up to the wing in spurts? which then creates another option for me to get rid of Akers. I like a big-bodied winger. Can Cowan get that engine in an off-season to maybe be the outlet ball like we saw Nick Newman in the start of his Carlton career? So I'm trying to use this, Sean, the next 6 to 8 weeks as a in-game strategy exercise to go, right, what do I need to buy? Because I might have one good pick with TDK. What do I do? People asking about Dom Cotter and Jordan Boyd. Jordan Boyd, for me, it's taken as far as we could go. I watch him in the VFL. He hits targets. It's obvious he's out of favour. So if that's the case, I've thought of this more as a list manager than a coach. If Voss has said to me, Boyd isn't in my best 22, cool. Don't play him then. I've got to see which of these guys can take us forward. And Charleston obviously jumps that queue. It would have been Boyd if Voss rated him. And with Pom Cotter, genuinely, the next 6 weeks, I'm like, why are we tagging? Like, let's not tag. I want to see these boys go mano and mano and mano and mano with the big dogs. So Alex would be in. I suspect he was injured, though, last week. He didn't play any VFL. So for me, I would play him maybe on the halfback line where he should play, or maybe in and around the midfield. I don't like him in this tagging role. So I thought, let's just have a look at the youngsters. I want to see if these guys sink or swim.
I also just think there's so much wrong with the team they're selecting anyway, as it stands, that these are changes to almost just correct it in the first place. So if we were then selecting our team that we, if I got my team this week, I'd probably make 1 or 2 changes next week. But I just feel like there's so much wrong everywhere that every week it's like 10 changes to try and get it back to what it should be.
Yeah, the changes I'm making, I have to make 2 additional changes every week to make the changes I would make based on my team last week, not the actual team that played football. So yeah.
I did think of Billy Wilson. I liked what I saw. My thought with Billy is I didn't want to be a hypocrite and bring him in after having a week off. And I keep saying to you, I think that makes you sick. Like, give Billy another 2 weeks. We'll have a look next week. If this was the team, say, I would be having a look next week and going, right, last week we played 8 small forwards and had our worst tackle inside 50 numbers. I didn't want to put 8 halfbacks as well. So that would be another thing. Francis Evans, could he be good? You know what? I'm different to everyone else. Our small forwards are the worst in the league. Francis Evans is the best small forward in VFL in our team. He's taking the piss out of Durden at the minute when he's played. So my thinking is I'd rather have Evans there because he's on a budget level. When I draft a kid, if he happens to be on par with Evans at 18, that means I've already can delist Evans then. So the aim is Evans is the benchmark. I feel like you'd be surprised, but I'd imagine Motlop and Durden, when you combine their wages, is probably 3 times what Evans is. And your placeholder has to be budget. So I don't mind him as a budget option.
Question for you, Pommy. I didn't see the VFL game before Evans was selected, where everyone said he was absolutely unbelievable. What position did he play for majority of that game? Was it small forward?
So Evans, the game that he had where he had 20 odd touches, it was the Motlop role with a little bit of spice. So played across high half forward, but then he went on the ball. And yeah, I've taken the piss out of it quite a lot because I'm like, this is obviously Michael Voss. This is actually a role. Like, this isn't like Voss has made it up. This is an official role now because everyone's getting, like this week with Grant, Will White played it in spurts, and I actually quite liked Will White because unlike Evans and Motlop, Will White can actually run. Like, he's actually got speed.
I thought it was so strange that I saw Evans literally line up on the wing for like majority of the game against Collingwood. And I was like, I feel like out of all the positions he's played, I've seen him in the 2s. Wing hasn't been the one. So it's strange that he's lining up here all of a sudden. This is the role we've given him. And for the majority of the time, he's at defensive stoppages in D50. I'm like, this is surely not the ideal plan for Francis Evans.
Yeah, you know what? And I agree with Cracker here. I think Chincotta is our seek. It's no surprise. I love Chincotta. He's my boy. But I think Chincotta is so versatile. What I would like to do, and I'd love Cracker's opinion on this, I'm sick of this versatile nonsense. So if I was the list manager, I would be going down to the playing staff now and saying, this needs to fucking stop. I'm giving you till September, but you're going to write down the list of every player and what fucking position they're playing in VFL for the next 12 months. And it's not allowed to change. I don't care what happens. I don't care if a player gets hit in the head with a meteor and he's knocked out for 6 months. If you tell me now Chincotta is a half forward, I am drafting around he's a half forward. You can't next week go, oh, half back. So I would be doing that. So that's why I hate it. And I agree, Shiny Blue, they used to be called utilities, and they were like the plug-and-play guy. We currently have 18 of these fuckers. And if you watch my draft content, the things I complain about are the dudes that play 8 roles. And I'm like, are you drafting him as a small, a medium? Is he going to play back forward? Because this guy, I know what he is. It's like my issue with Will Dersmer at the minute. Plays half back, he plays half forward, he plays wing, he plays inside mid. I have no idea what he is, but he just seems to be active. I want one guy. Like, so that would be, if I was Nick Austin, I'd be looking at them guys now and saying, write down every fucking player where you're playing them. And it's not allowed to change because I ain't doing it anymore. I drafted Chincotta as a halfback who could go through the midfield. He's now playing defensive forward. Flynn Young was playing back pocket last week as a sub. And I drafted him as the high half forward because I would be fuming if I was Nick Austin. I'd be slapping everyone. Going, you're making me look bad because I'm recruiting what you're asking for, but then you're changing the position of the guy I've recruited. So I don't know what these players are. I agree with this comment as well. Blue Whale, couldn't agree more. Like, Motlop for me, at the minute, is pound for pound our best hope, though. That's how bad it is. And we've wasted... a rumour I got privy to, I'll just reveal this. I won't reveal the source. But someone told me Ollie Hollands is role change, and it was explained to me because he's Nick Newman 2.0. Mm-hmm. And I was thinking about it over this weekend. You're telling me Nick Newman comes back in 2026 and we move Ollie back to the wing. So someone at that football club has thought for 12 months we will waste the development of Ollie to then pigeonhole Nick Newman back in, to then Nick Newman retire next year, and then you need a halfback. When the most sensible thing to do would have been like, is it Billy Wilson? Is it Charleston? You're fucking doing it for a year. While Nick Newman's dead, you're doing it for a year. Win, lose, or draw, 12 months. Lockie Cowan, you're Nick Newman. If it goes wrong, it goes wrong. But you're getting a career here. I'm like, that's mental. Because if Ollie Hollands goes back to the wing next year, God is my witness, I'll burn my membership.
Play one of the 50 halfbacks on halfback. Stop moving everyone else. Oh,
I agree. Blue Whale, I think that's what it is. I think it feels like they don't actually have trust in the players. Like, I genuinely think Ollie Hollands playing halfback said to me they don't have trust in Carroll, and then they had to play Carroll because by chance every halfback died in a week. And then I look at Collingwood, and I'm doing the Di Matteo video. If you watch it, they have cried for Di Matteo to come into the team. And Craig McRae gave this press conference 4 weeks ago when he was asked why they brought someone else in. And he was like, Harry has been working hard in a specific role in the VFL, and we're waiting for the opportunity to bring him in to the seniors to give him the best chance at success. And I'm like, oh my God. So what you're telling me is, Craig, you're not going to play him back pocket just because. You're going to actually give him an opportunity. That's what you should be doing. So that's my team. I like it. If you don't, I'm sorry. I've let you all down. I'm a bad human being. But here we are, LekDog. He rang the changes too. Look, we're back.
And you can make one live change because I did this before the injury update came out, and you can replace Lewis Young with Hudson O'Keefe on the bench. Because Hudson O'Keefe is our greatest hope to win a premiership. So,
winning a flag when I see O'Keefe, you know that's when I feel good.
Exactly. So my ins: Ben Camporelli, Lucas Camporelli, Jackson Binns, Hudson O'Keefe, and Billy Wilson. I was with you, Pom, when I was doing this team around the in, out for Billy Wilson, but I fundamentally didn't agree with him being dropped in the first place. So in my head, I never dropped him. So he's in my team. This is effectively the team I've submitted for the last 3 weeks, just by the way. That's boring content, but like just pick the good team. So backline, you've got Haynes, Wiedering, Cowan. Cowan, I loved him pushing up higher and actually getting to participate in the game. It's so much better than using him as a lockdown role. And I know I've got him in the back pocket, whatever. He can play higher up the ground. He's not there to be a lockdown. We've got Carroll and Wilson as some youth on the half-back line to see how they go as a unit with O'Farrell backing them up. Yep, they're probably all going to get slaughtered because it's a very young back line, but I want to see them. We're probably going to get slaughtered anyway. Midfield, I've got Hollands and Camporelli on the wing with Cripper. Actually, Cripper should be George Hewitt in the centre line because Cripps was dropped to the bench in my team because I couldn't drop the captain from the squad completely. So I dropped him to the bench. I know that'll never happen, but I just needed to see some action. And I just don't think I could come here and say I'm dropping the captain and not really have an explanation for it. So he's getting dropped to the bench. Half forward line is Fantasia, McGovern, Moya. I really like Moya's game. Gov, I don't know why we're throwing him around every quarter in the AFL. He's been pretty good, to be honest, as a forward option, particularly while Kerno's been bad. With Haynes, Wiedering, O'Farrell in this side, and Lewis Young in previous weeks, we have no reason to put McGovern back with Sauce as well. McGovern, he's playing as a forward now in my team. Motlop, Curnow, yes, did consider dropping Curnow. And Evans stays in. Again, I think he earned his way into the team. It didn't go his way last week, but I'm willing to back him in for another week. Pitto, TDK, as discussed, I'm not selecting TDK for the rest of the year until he decides. And it's not even about whether he leaves or not. It's until he shows some interest in playing football, positive football, which he hasn't been doing. And the evidence for the fact that he's been playing so poorly is that they have brought Pitnet back into this team in real life. You don't do that with your $1.8 million ruckman if he's in form, which he's not. Yes, he's been shit as a forward option, but equally, he's been shit as a ruckman, so he's out of my team completely. Camporelli comes in. He's been beasting for quite some time now in the VFL. Want to see him. Williams, like you, Pommy, he's my... He's an on-baller for me now. He's in my midfield. He's giving me something different, some dynamism. And we saw that he can still play in the midfield and go forward and kick goals because he actually runs, plays with positive attacking football. Then my bench, Chera Cripps. Binns comes in because Jackson Binns is available. Jackson Binns is in my team until further notice. Hudson O'Keefe is the backup ruck/forward. And Lord is my sub because... And I know that for weeks and weeks, we were like, why is this guy sub? It sucks that he's sub. Why isn't he getting a full game? Well, I don't think he's been very good when he's been getting a full game. So he's going back to the sub role. Maybe they got that one right. Just give me some good football for a quarter and a half. Cooper Lord. That's the team. That's the team.
I have a question.
Yeah.
And it's a hypothetical, but... like Greg Pies, I agree. Fantasia, Motlop, Evans on form are spuds. Yes. When you look at our small forwards, can you explain, and I'd love people in the chat, this is an open forum, even though I'm asking LekDog, it's open. Can you explain to me, I'm watching every other team every week, and every small forward, like Murphy Reed would be a great example. Real simple role, they've simplified it, just play to your one wood, which is your ability to link up and kick goals. Why have we nuanced small forward roles when they're basically children? Like, I don't give a shit if you're making Fantasia and Evans do something, but Motlop, even Will White, when he played, he was getting up to back pocket halfback. Why I think when you look at Fantasia, Motlop, Evans, White on a team sheet, if I was the opposition, I'd laugh.
Yeah.
But why have they tried to nuance it beyond just kick fucking goals?
It's funny, Pom. If we go back to when we were on that winning streak in 2023, and it might not have been that specific time, but we go back to this show a couple of years ago, and we were singing the praises of Corey Durden at the time because he was like, oh, he's running so good. He's taking, saving marks in the back line and then pushing forward. And we were like, geez, this guy's playing out of his skin. But in hindsight, that should have been the red flag, that it was actually a game plan to have our small forwards in the back line, because it's continued since, just with other players. It's bizarre that we don't just tell our small forwards to stay in the forward line, tackle and kick goals, or tackle and try and kick goals. We don't even play a game style that gives them a modicum of a chance. It's like Charlie Curnow's taking a mark on the wing, turn around and kicking it to Charlie Curnow and hoping he can run really fast. And it's like Nelson Muntz style from The Simpsons. He's good doing it himself because our small forwards are on the wing or in the back pocket. So what hope do we fucking have? To answer your question, I don't know why we're doing this. I got no idea why we're doing this, but it's been a trait of this team now in hindsight for a couple of years.
And it's bad when, I think it was after the Essendon game, like they were highlighting Motlop's amazing defensive effort where he got an intercept mark or something in the back line on the goal line. And you're going, that shouldn't be rewarded. You shouldn't be looking at that and going, this is amazing. Motlop should never be there to have to make that challenge. One, it means your whole defense has gone to shit, that Motlop has somehow been the one. And also, he should be just nowhere past the middle of the ground, let alone in the back pocket. It's just bizarre that they're watching these games and clearly valuing those parts of the game. It's so bizarre.
I'm glad I'm not alone.
No, the whole thing's bizarre. I've seen a few questions about Flynn Young. That was more just me reading the tea leaves. Was a sub, then played a game of VFL on a short turnaround. That's just kind of me. I know in theory we're picking our own team, but I'm just thinking there's probably enough evidence there that he's probably not playing on Thursday night.
You know what? This is an interesting one from Sean, because I don't mind this. I feel like what we've just said about the smalls, you could also refer to the Curnow, because Curnow this week, if you watch the ratings, Sandy's nailed it. He was almost playing the Mackay role, with no twat, like you said, to kick to. Do you think we've maybe overcomplicated his role as well? Is it as simple as saying to Charlie for 8 weeks, just stand in the fucking goal square, don't do anything other than stand there, we'll get it to you, make the others work for you? Because that would be more logical, I think, than getting your biggest target to run up the ground.
Well, Charlie loves to wrestle, and it kind of shits me when he insists on wrestling at every contest. But then maybe that's a function of the game style that we play. He's at his best when he's flying for marks, he's moving. But the intention here with playing him at full forward was that you create a little orb, like a little sphere of space where, Charlie, this is where you live today. And Evans, Motlop, whoever the small forward, you just hover within about, 25 meters of him. So when the ball comes in and he is wrestling, instead of it being Charlie one out in a pocket, ball goes over his head, rolls out of bounds, let's try and just pull things up a little, just a touch higher. So when he wrestles, we've got two players on the ground who can maybe get the ball and do something. So my intention is just to keep him sort of anchored close enough to goal that we can then use our small forwards in small forward roles if I'm coaching this week. I also think Gov has been presenting much better as a marking target the last, since we moved into the forward line. So have him be the guy that's pushing up the ground and flying. He's got a very good, in theory, field kick on him. Have him being the Harry Mackay this week if we need one.
Jordan asks, would you have Flynn in your side?
Would I? I mean, I'd probably find a spot for him over maybe an Evans. But to be honest with you, they're all such a mess. I saw a great tweet last week, which was, what was it? Flynn Young's been at the team for 4 weeks and he's already forgotten how to kick. And I just think it's symptomatic of the whole thing.
You know what? Cracker makes a great point, and it's what I try to do with my team. Surround the midfield with excitement. Do you feel that? Because when I did my video on Roan Steele, I said that Pies don't play a winger traditionally because they have a plethora of halfbacks. Sound familiar? So they just give their halfbacks massive room to go up the ground. And their wingers at times pinch it in the middle. So Lipinski is one who will nip back and let Josh go and have a bit of fun. Do you think this is something that I think Cracker's right? I think the halfbacks are doing that job to try and be the dynamic pace that we don't have because everyone's a bull. Do you think it's as simple as maybe we just look at our list and go, right, Cowan's a running halfback, Carroll's a running halfback, Charleston's a running halfback. Let's fabricate it from that.
It's a great question. And I don't have a solution off the top of my head. I do agree we've got too many bulls. Chera in this team is probably kind of pinch hitting in the back line, maybe rotating on a wing a bit. I'm trying to keep him, to be honest, out of the contest a bit. And it's not necessarily because I think he's been dog shit. It's more about Hewitt's doing a much better job of that. And I can't drop Cripps because he's the captain.
Bull FC. That's what we should call ourselves. The Blue Bulls.
It's funny because Tom Mitchell comes in, right, for Collingwood, hasn't played for ages, has a pretty good game, and then all of the, journos are saying, John Ralph's like, oh, he's good enough, he'll find a home at another club, he should be playing every week. He should not be playing in that Collingwood team at all. It's just that when they finally had some midfielders come out of the team for rest/injury, they replaced it like for like. Whereas if that was Carlton, we'd be playing all of their midfielders and also Tom Mitchell in the side and going, why isn't this working?
Yeah, it's scary. It is scary. You know what? A good shout out to my mate of mine, big Lockyer mate of mine. He is a Collingwood fan. You might see him in the chat. He's called Cole123, has a magpie as a thing, but he found it very funny in the fourth quarter to text quotes from my Flynn Young video and then send me a picture of where Flynn Young was on the ground. My favourite being going, Carlton have been desperate for a conduit that links the midfield to try and get a deeper entry from about 60 out, and he's got a real bullet left foot. And he's like taking a picture of him taking the ball in the back pocket, going, did you mean back pocket? And it did actually, I'll be honest, I wouldn't admit it to you in person. I'll say it on the TV, though. It did fucking wind me up. I've got to say that you managed to find 8 quotes from my draft video and link it to what was happening before your very eyes, as if to take the piss.
I can't remember if I had done that my big sort of thread breakdown of where I thought the list was at this time last week. But if I haven't, if I did anyway, if you haven't seen it, go jump on Twitter. But it's that same thing, right, Pom, where it's like, we don't have any good kicks or outside runners. It's like all we've done for 3 or 4 years is exclusively draft those players. We simply don't play them. And then it's like, we don't have any sort of connecting mid forwards. It's like, well, we do. We drafted one, but we now play him in the back pocket. And I just am losing my friggin' mind.
The bad kicks one, the more I'm seeing everything, it's you look at it, and every time a player wins the ball, they look up, and where anyone who's ever played any type of football, where you would ideally kick to, we're not there. Ever in the right spot. So it's like, well, what do you expect him to do? Then he's under pressure because he's looked up to the spot he's meant to. No one there. And then it's pressure, kick, turnover. And it just happens for the entire game. I'm starting to just not believe that this team is full of horrific kicks. It simply can't be.
You know, the big thing is, me and my mate were chatting about this, and I talked about it. If you watch the ratings, we talked about this quite a bit. But my favourite stat at the minute is handball receives and looking who gets them. And if you actually do the handball receives, it's like a who's who of, oh my God, they're going to kill me as a football team. So, your Finn Callahans, your Nick Dacos's, the players that penetrate and really hurt you. And like Zach Butters, Max Holmes, these are the guys that lead that start. And like this week, just alone, ours were Ollie Hollands, right, and George Hewitt. Like, just let that sink in your brain for a minute. Everyone else is giving the ball to these guys out in space. George Hewitt is actually our leader this year in our team for handball receives outside of a contest. Like, can you imagine it? Like, and then people say, why don't we create? Did anyone else notice this? I don't know if you watch VFL just before we get onto team selection chat and the lads in the group. Did anyone else notice really profoundly this week in the VFL how different they played? Like, it was like they weren't Carlton reserves. Like, the short kicks, the changing the angles, the opening up the corridor by going to the wing and then going... It genuinely felt like if you told me, Carlton have just got in the Brisbane VFL team to play for you this week, I'd have been like, it makes sense, because I've never fucking seen this. But I'm seeing diagonal cross switches that are quick with a handball to a runner. Like, I'm looking at Darcy Hogg looking like Eddie Betts because the ball is getting there quick. I've noticed over the last 3 weeks that's changed. Am I being sinister, or has someone told Luke Power Vossi's gone?
Maybe.
It looks different. I did notice. I have been feeling that as well. It's not just because we're winning, which obviously goes a long way, but just the movement on and off the ball has bizarrely felt like it's not what our ones is doing, which leads to more questions because in an ideal world, it's all the same thing. So who's going rogue here?
it was when we were losing. Yeah. It was the identical game style because my VFL review actually made me feel sick because I'd do the AFL one and then I'm like, now I've got to do the exact same fucking review with less talented footballers. Like, and it was like I was saying the same thing, but instead of saying how many times does Cripps fucking handball to Doc's feet, it's now insert guy I've never ever heard of handballs to a guy I've never ever heard of's feet. And I actually watched this week, and I was like, "Fuck, this is good to like. I can watch this. This looks like football. It resembles the football."
It's so bad when you enjoy watching the twos and not the ones. Like, what does that say about what's going on right now? I'd rather go down to Icon Park than Marvel Stadium.
You know what? It's actually quite funny. Mate of mine actually said, "Do you remember Carlton play?" He described it with this, Robert. Right? He described it. You know, when you were 7 and you played Kiss Chase, and the worst thing was being caught by a goal. He was like, "We're still playing it like a 7-year-old. Everyone else plays it like a 13-year-old, but they're naked from the waist down." And I was like, it's actually the best analogy because genuinely we're like, oh my God, please no. But now it's like we're 13 and we're pretending we don't want to be kissed by the girl, but we're like, oh, my leg. Oh, no. Oh. Yeah, fascinating. But no, I agree. Hey, do you know what I mean? I'm glad you've all picked up on it, that the smalls, that the kids. Yeah, honestly, I genuinely enjoyed the VFL. I was like, fuck, can I watch this again? This is...
We'll just do the team selection for the twos instead.
Yeah, genuinely, I was like, it's the best thing I've ever seen. Like that fourth quarter, like that passage of play where Jordan Boyd bumps and nearly kills Mason Cox, and then he threads a 50-meter switch, and then suddenly he gets taken down by Riley Flynn, and he handballs it, and everyone, and I was like, oh my God. I've never seen this. This is amazing. And then I was like, fuck, it's VFL. No one cares, Pom. Like, no one cares. Who cares? Yeah, honestly, I watched it and I was like, fuck. The only thing that scared me is Darcy Hogg made Corey Durden look like Cam Paulson to Dennis Armfield. Honestly, Hogg needs to be on the list next year. I've said it. Are they? Right, but we'll pick this team chat. Let's get ready. Let's go. Backline. Ian.
Give me Lockie Cowan on the halfback as high as he can possibly be in that defensive back six.
Lockie Cowan, man of the match last week, as per the AFL ratings. You know what says? I might actually just do VFL watch-alongs exclusively for the rest of the year. That'd be nice. Get really up and about. We'll make some new songs. Mr. Lek.
I was been pretty harsh on him at the start of the year, but I'm going to go Matt Carroll in the back line.
Oh, Carroll, I was but a fool. You know what? evidently didn't pay his deposit on time for the Bali holiday, hence why all of his senior players just watched him get absolutely bumped up by Membry. I'm going to back him in. Oh, Farrell, don't worry, kidder. I'm here. So, chat, I need 3 defenders from you. We need a fullback, a back pocket, and a mate for Cowan on the half-back flank. The names I need from you are Ben Camporelli, Binns, Boyd, Chera, Charleston, Chincotta, Cripps, Kerner, Evans, Flynn Young, Fantasia, Fogarty, Ains, Uwit, Ollens, Lucas Camporelli, Lewis Young. Oh, we can remove Lewis Young because LekDog cheated. Lemmy, Lord, McGovern, Moyer, Motlop, O'Keefe, Pitonette, Wheaterin, Williamson, Wilson, and White. Throw your names in. Chat, there is the same amount of you that are in here every week for 9 o'clock, and we're working behind schedule. Boyd, Wheaters, Haynes. He's gone. He's done it. Charles, hey, Damo didn't let me down. Get him in. Debuts for the boys. Wheaterins, Haynes, Wilson. Wheaterin, Charleston.
I think we can lock in Haynes and Weeders.
Charleston leading currently, which is a shock to me, but I love to see it. Oh, another one.
I just can't believe this.
Chat, no. Like, honestly, I'm telling you, Charleston's a generational talent.
Pom, we need you down at Horizon Finance selling cars or whatever happens down there, because, mate, you can fucking convince anyone to do anything.
Selling, giving me time off to go to Bali in July. Tell you what. Who was the other one? Haynes. You know what? If only Haynes, the rest of the team had done a Haynes this year, like started shit, absolutely form, middle of the year, like we would be top 3. God, cheers, Hainesy. Well, there we are. We've got a debutant already. Midfielders and rucks. Where are we going, Ian?
We found Vossi's burner in chat, by the way. Brian Ambrose. Play Flynn Young and Boyd in the back line.
I disagree because Voss fucking hates Boyd now.
That's true. That
is true.
Point.
Like, that needs to be studied because last year I was complaining Boyd got so much and then starting to pick on people about his kicking because everyone was like, oh, he's a great kick. And I'm like, oh, but he has the ball 5 fucking times.
Yeah.
Now he can't even get in the team.
It's such a strange thing that it's like, surely you would make your system around feeding him then if you're not able to get the ball more. But let's not do that. But speaking of something we will do is Lucas Camporelli on the wing. Thank you. Lock it in.
I love Luke. I love Lucas. Who are you going with?
Did any of us pick Tom de Koning? No. Okay, good. I will take Ollie Hollands on the other wing.
You know what? Shout out Robert Cole. Did anyone? When I was clipping up some highlights of Di Matteo today, I just randomly clicked on something. I clicked on. Does anyone seen the Boyd kick under no pressure, where he absolutely roofs it straight out of bounds on the full?
Was that senior footy or VFL?
VFL. So, and it's literally the commentator goes, and Boyd now trying to get back into the seniors, known for his trusty right boot, and he absolutely roofs it about 40 foot straight right, misses everyone out of the full. And I couldn't stop chuckling. I was like, literally the best thing I've ever heard. Love it. I love shit like that. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to be controversial. I'm going to debut Ben Camporelli as a rover. I'm going to pretend we're in the 80s, and we're going to use the rover. Yeah, he's a rover. All right, chat. You've got the job now, Rook. And thank you, sirs. I appreciate it. I'm getting tired and I'm old. I need a ruckman, a follower, and a centre man. Centre man. You know what's been manic today as well? You know, everything that goes wrong has been wrong.
Oh, yeah.
Today.
Pito.
You only needed to remind me twice to do my team today, Pom, so it was a good day. Right.
Andy, stick fat, bro. Stick fat. Peter Hewitt Williams. Hawk! Do you think the governor could play as Cripps in the mid? I hope not. Wouldn't McGovern have played everywhere?
Yeah, he's pretty
Because
close.
I have seen him in the ruck. Do you remember when we went through that Cripps phase? He played in the ruck for a bit. He had like a couple of ruck sticks, so he could complete the set, couldn't he?
The highlight of my year this year was the West Coast game where Harry Mackay's in the ruck, TDK's roving, and Cripps goes in, pushes them both out, and takes the contest himself. So we've done a lot in that ruck space this year.
Ah, dear. Pettinat, Hewitt, and who's the other follower?
I've seen a couple of Z-Wills, and I've seen no Crippers, so a couple of Moyers too.
You know what? It feels like Z-Will's getting a bit of the love.
I think
that
it
he
is.
deserves.
I think he's just ahead.
You know what? It's funny how it comes back, doesn't it? Great surname from Williams too. Great. I mean, that's probably part of his charm.
I love how we've gone absolute full circle for Z-Will.
I reckon he's quite good as a mid.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
He is good as a mid. His issue was never his talent. It was that his legs didn't work.
Yeah, well, I mean, look. Now you just got to ride him like Seabiscuit to retirement or midfield. Like that. That's genuinely what I'd be doing. If I was the coach, I'd be like, look, he's got a year to make this look like a great trade, a great buy. And if it goes wrong, it goes wrong. But do you know what I mean? The forward pocket experiment makes me feel sick that we are paying just short of $1 million for a guy that isn't even a pocket forward. Like
highest paid small forward this year.
Yeah, it's Man United levels of transfer. That it was like when we spent 90 million on Maguire, and you're in a European quarter final, and they start Maguire at centre forward. And you're like, this is why we're shit. This is why we're bad. Yeah, right, let's do forward line. Talking about forwards.
I'm going to keep in a man who got better as the game went on, which you love to see. Ashton Moyer.
Ashton Moyer.
One of the few bright spots in that game Friday night.
Mr. Lek?
I will keep in Orazio Fantasia.
I feel like he's going to be your boy this year that you just like, just to be annoying.
Do you remember how fucking mad I was when we got him into the team because I knew Vossi would play him every week? And now, whatever we are, 2 years later, a year later, I'm like, geez, we really need Orazio Fantasia in this team. He's the only player who looks half decent.
Oh, dear. You know what I'm going to do?
Yeah.
I
wasn't going to save him, but...
Look at that Cripper at full forward. I'm making it hard for you, chat. I'm making it hard for you, chat. Right, so chat, you need a centre-half forward and 2 pockets. You've got a big decision here. Do you go modern day and play a fleet of smalls with 1 big target man? Do you go Michael Voss and you play a load of defensive forwards to help out already a stacked backline? Or do you go back in time to the great David Teague? And do you go, if I put O'Keefe, if I put Lemmy and Kerno in this forward line, potentially it's the tallest forward line ever to exist. So many options for you.
Huge hypothetical. If they got rid of the 666 tomorrow, how many defenders would we start with?
17?
Fuck. Mate, I always make a joke, and I've got an image in my phone of Sean Dyche being really pissed off. And it's basically I've put a quote that was Jose Mourinho's to Sam Allardyce, saying it was part of the bus. It's way too defensive. I send it to my mate all the time about Carlton, saying Sean Dyche watches Carlton and goes, "Fuck, they play negative football." I was like, can you imagine? So it looks like here. You know what, chat? The day this show drops Kerno is the day we've come full circle when I used to demand Kerno in.
I reckon Govan White might be in.
You know what? I've got to say, I really enjoyed White's game.
He's got a couple.
I really enjoyed White's game this weekend in the VFL. Something about him. Hey, Langy, for the culture, mate. That's it. Playing a little bit of partisan football. Partisan football. That's what I want to see. Right. And
I think
Kerno's
White, Govan, Motlop are ahead of Charlie, just quietly.
I think it's Kerno, McGovern. Would you agree, Kerno, McGovern?
Kerno now. 2 more have come through for him.
Kerno, McGovern, and
Motlop and White looks like it's exactly the same. So the next person can choose who they prefer.
Oh, that's awkward as well because I can't really make an executive decision because I'm in a real awkward position if I pick White, a guy called White, over Motlop as well. I feel like this is some kind of fucking council test.
Not during NAIDOC week, man. What are you doing?
Chat doesn't want to make the call either. Not a single person.
Thank you, Sonny. I was going to say, I feel like this is the biggest setup ever. Do you know what I mean? Like, this is like, when wives pay real supermodels to DM and flirt with their husbands to test loyalty. Felt like that. This feels way too set up.
I had no idea that was a thing, and all of a sudden I've got some things I'm a little worried about.
No, legit. Mrs. Pom watches them. It's fascinating. She follows this woman on TikTok. So she is, how can I say it without getting divorced? You know what? Fuck it. She is hot, right? Genuinely hot. Right, she's got a great. Her socials are like sport. It's American though, so I don't know if it exists in Australia, but it's like American. She's obviously really into her American football and stuff. But genuinely, she's paid, and she makes small talk, and then tries to turn it sexual to see if you will do it. And it is just hilarious to me. Some of the men she catches, because some of the men, without being judgy on looks, let's just say, if this woman DM'd you and you were them, either Christmas has come twice in the same day or something's awry, because it's not like the kind of normal thing. But fair play to her. She gets paid a lot of money and she ruins relationships for a living. Everyone's got a man's got a dream. Hey, I love it because I get DM'd quite a lot by a various amount of people. And I just often think sometimes, did she? Did she? But no, it'd be quality. Ian, we'll start with you, subs badge.
Oh, this is actually really difficult this time around. Oh, gee, I don't want to save a lot of people, which is why this is really brutal. Oh, goodness me. I'm actually genuinely stumped.
Tough, man.
This is
you know what I've done as well? I've just realised we've got Hewitt there twice.
Actually, no, this is easy. This is very easy for me. Flynn Young.
Hey! LekDog.
Hudson O'Keefe.
Yeah. I'm so excited. Honestly, all I've got left, this is all I've got left in sport, in AFL at the minute, is the fact LekDog promised me we haven't seen a Premiership ruckman, and O'Keefe is my hope. My Chris Judd is O'Keefe. He doesn't realise, but to me, he is everything. Like, all the hopes pin on this young lads. I am going to pick. You know what? I'll be honest. I didn't pick Chincotta, but genuinely the only player on that list that I don't hate at the minute is him. You know what? I'm going to go with my gut here because I really liked his game at the weekend, and I have been critical on Will White. I'm going to give White a shot because I liked his interview as well. His interview, if you get a chance to it, Carlton Blues, shout out to them. They've clipped his interview as well. Like, that is us talking, because he genuinely sounded like he was going to cry when he talked about the seniors' results. Like, you could sense he was pissed. I was like, okay, I need you. Okay, chat, who are you doing? Lloyd, Boyd. I tell you what, this is like a fucking tongue twister. Lord Boyd Young Bins. Say that 5 times fast,
Floorboard young
and a
wins.
monster appears. Lemmy!
Gov is in this team, by the way, folks. So is Kerno. Just I don't want anyone confused. I see multiple votes for Gov. He's already in the team.
Oh, sorry.
No, that's okay.
You've got to stay on top of me because my eyes are going at this stage of night. So it looks like, by my calculations, Lord's in. I've got a feeling that Boyd has made it.
Yeah,
Is he more Chincotta?
No, Chincotta's loves coming through.
I think it's Boyd and Chink.
I think it's Lord and Chincotta.
I'll trust you. What? XXX Lord, that sounds like literally someone's username on Habbo Hotel.
Habbo Hotel. Geez.
Wow, it's a throwback.
Not for online. I've got some Habbo Hotel stories.
Yeah, you know what? Just every so often to spice things up, I like to send Mrs. Pom. Like, she'll send me a message. Like, if I haven't seen her, like, in the morning, she'll send me a message going, hey. And it'll just be, hey. And I'll reply to her and go, hey, ASL.
ASL? Yeah.
and honestly, it makes me feel so good. I was like, oh, yes, we're back, baby. We're back. We're so back. Right, so the team this week is, oh, look at this chat. We have executed. Out goes Adam Shearer, Kerno.
Not Kerno. Kerno's in the team.
Out goes Shearer, Evans, Fogarty.
Akers,
Young.
and
then we've
DeConey.
lost Akers, Young, Al Young.
Wait, did Young play last week? I can't remember.
No, I didn't play. DeConing is one, definitely.
Shearer, so we need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Doherty, right.
Hey, look, there is your call list, chat.
That's big.
Look at that.
There's some statement changes.
Who's
Can I
getting
just
$3
say-
million on the bench? They're combined probably getting paid $4.
That sounds like a football chant. You've got $3 million on your bench. $3 million
We're talking about
on
the
your
outs. I
bench.
think we might be talking about the outs. Well, they're shit, so...
No, but look, I would say that's a statement because I do think, I agreed with what you said in the chat, Sandy P. I think you can only play in a real world Hewitt or Cripps, but in the real world, you're not dropping them.
Yeah.
So the next person to go is the next bland midfielder, Adam Shearer. Make the statement that way and say, Ben, here's your shot, brother. Take him out. I do like it. I like it. I'd feel quite comfortable. You know what? I was going to do that joke, Damien. I was going to go, I actually feel there's a bit of run there, a bit of vitality. That being said, Lions by 117. Ian, if the beautiful people of this chat want to go to the link I'm about to drop, what will they find at the Navy Blue Corner?
Well, they'll find last week's episode, absolutely, which I'll be honest, things have been really grim at the moment. That may be the best episode I think Lockie and I have ever done. I've never laughed so much. Like, it got loose. Microphones got thrown. Journos were genuinely, like, death threatened at one stage. Maybe it was Lockie that's calling in Michael Voss. It got heated. It was a lot of fun. And we'll be recording, fingers crossed, tomorrow afternoon. So the episode will be out. I know it's very close to game day, but we'll try to make the content good so you can at least listen to it after the game. It'll be a bit more generic Carlton chatter. So yes, Navy Blue Corner, head over. There'll be an episode Thursday morning or late Wednesday night. And I will say right now, I think we're like 3 subscribers away from finally hitting 1K. So please, if there is anyone there, I don't even care if you don't even watch it. Just get on, make a YouTube account, subscribe, because if we get to the 1K,
998.
if we get to 1K, oh my goodness, what a night that will be. So
I'm not getting off this stream until it's 1,000. So
I don't normally plug myself too hard. That would be taken out of context.
9999999.
Hey!
Unreal chat. Unreal.
Look at that. Pom there. Pom there. Like, get it up there, boys. Get it up there.
And then they all unsub, so we go back down.
Yeah, I'm
to like
unsubbing
900.
right now.
What is it like them live streams that do it?
Yeah.
LekDog, I mean, tell us about your life. You're a lot better in a good mood this week, so you've either completely disconnected from football, or option 2, I reckon you might have just done some models recently.
Well, both things are true. No, I've done lots of painting lately. You can follow me on Instagram, Alexi_does, where I occasionally put up photos of them and occasionally do videos about it. My mood might be high because I mean it's good and bad. I've finished my articles for Code Sports for the year, so I won't be writing anymore. Which means I get an extra evening back a week, but it means I get less money a week. But no, so those articles for Supercoach Draft are done for the year, but I'm sure that I'll be back. Yeah, follow me on Twitter. I've started just going full mental again on Twitter during the games, so follow.
Make sure as well, put his Twitter in there. About 9 days ago, he made a post, real good post. He went through Carlton's list, its holes, what LekDog thinks. LekDog is a gentleman for doing that. Chat, what have we got on for the rest of the week? Tomorrow, we are doing the preview, but we are also doing what you requested last time. We're doing it again. We're doing a State of Origin watch along, which is really fun. We just chill, and we don't really get too excited. I think last time we were talking about what is the best dessert for a good 25 minutes of it. So it's a good kickback session. The preview, like Ian, will be tomorrow because honestly, my ass isn't pointing down anymore. I'm just always up in the go. Make sure you check out the Di Matteo Ben Camporali video as well, because it is really interesting if you're a Collingwood boy or girl, or if you're a Carlton boy or girl. We compare them, talk about their journey and what they've been up to in the last 3 weeks. Other than that, we'll see you normal time, Wednesday, 7 o'clock next week. Go Blues.
Go Blues.